Hey there, coin enthusiasts and collectors. Welcome back to the channel. If you're into rare coins, valuable finds, and learning about those hidden treasures that could be sitting right in your pocket, you're in the right place. Today, we've got a truly remarkable story to share with you, one that involves a humble 1-cent coin from 2006 that could be worth big money. And I mean big. We're talking a potential value of $42 million. Yes, you heard that right, $42 million. Stick around, and we'll dive into why this coin is so incredibly valuable, the history behind it, and what makes it so rare. If you're a coin collector or just love learning about hidden treasures, you won't want to miss this. Let's get started, alright, so let's kick things off with a little background on the coin we're talking about, the 2006 D penny, also known as the 1-cent coin minted in Denver in 2006. At first glance, it seems like a regular penny, right? Just another one of those little copper-plated coins you find in your pocket change. But hold on to your hats, because this coin is far from ordinary. So, what makes the 2006 D penny so special? Well, for starters, it's not really about the design or the material, it's all about the mistake that was made during its minting. That's right, it's a minting error, and it's what has led this little penny to be one of the most sought-after coins by collectors. Here's the twist. In 2006, the US Mint accidentally created a series of pennies that are unlike any others. These particular pennies were struck with a double die error. Now you may be wondering, what in the world is a double die error? A double die error occurs when a coin is struck twice during the minting process. The result? The image, such as the date, lettering, or the design, ends up being slightly misaligned and appears doubled on the coin. It's a mistake that happens during the production process, and it makes the coin much rarer and more valuable than a regular penny. In the case of this 2006 D penny, the error happened when the coin was struck twice, and it caused the numbers in the date and the lettering around the edge of the coin to appear blurry, thicker, and doubled. Some collectors call this effect ghosting. This coin, though seemingly an ordinary penny to most, is actually a rare, highly prized mistake in the world of numismatics. The error happened in the Denver Mint, which is why it's often referred to as the 2006 D penny. Now, here's where things get really interesting. You might be wondering, how in the world does this mistake lead to a coin being worth a jaw-dropping $42 million? In 2006, these misprinted pennies weren't immediately noticed by the mint, and they entered circulation. While most of the misprinted coins were likely thrown back into the melting pot or lost in the mix, a few of these rare pennies made their way into the hands of collectors. Over time, coin experts began to recognize their worth, and soon, these coins became a hot commodity. Now, here's where the story gets wild. The rarest of these pennies, a few coins in pristine condition, have been appraised and valued at up to $42 million. Why, you ask? Because of their extreme rarity and the historical significance behind their production mistake. Only a handful of these error coins were ever found, and they are considered to be some of the most coveted items in the world of coin collecting. You might still be asking, why exactly is this little penny worth so much? Well, when it comes to rare coins, rarity is key. The 2006 D double die penny is extraordinarily rare. The US Mint only produced a very limited number of these error coins, and most of them were either destroyed or went unnoticed. The combination of the minting error, the small number of coins in existence, and the high demand among collectors makes this penny one of the most valuable coins in history. The $42 million figure comes from estimates by numismatic experts, who have assessed the potential value of these coins when they come up for sale at auction. Collectors around the world are willing to pay top dollar for rare mint errors, especially when it comes to a coin that has such a compelling backstory. If you were lucky enough to find one of these pennies, you could be holding on to a true fortune, far beyond the coin's face value of just 1 cent. Alright, so how can you spot one of these rare pennies and potentially cash in on its value? Well, it's all about knowing what to look for. First, check for the double die error. The best way to spot it is to closely examine the date on the penny. On a normal 2006 penny, the date should appear clearly with no doubling. But if you have a double die error coin, you'll notice that the numbers in the date, especially the 6 in 2006, will appear doubled. The same goes for the words around the edge of the coin, like E pluribus unum or liberty. Next, inspect the coin's overall condition. The better the condition, the more valuable the coin. A coin in mint state, or one that is close to uncirculated, is going to be worth a lot more than a worn, circulated coin. If you come across a 2006 penny that shows the telltale signs of doubling and is in good condition, you might just have a jackpot on your hands. As we look into the future of rare coin collecting, it's clear that coins like the 2006 double-die penny are going to continue to hold tremendous value. Collectors are constantly on the hunt for coins with minting errors, and these types of mistakes don't happen often. As the years go by, the rarity and desirability of these coins will only increase. Who knows? Maybe you'll come across one of these prized pennies in your spare change. It's a long shot, but it's worth keeping your eyes peeled. After all, someone out there did find a penny that's now worth millions, and that could be you next. Well, that's all for today's episode on the incredible 2006 penny. What do you think? Do you have any rare pennies sitting in your coin jar? Let us know in the comments below if you've ever come across a coin like this or any other rare finds. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it, and hit that subscribe button for more amazing stories from the world of rare coins and collectibles. Thanks for watching, and remember, 1 cent could be worth much more than you think. Next, today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of the 1 cent coin, specifically, the 1984 US penny, and how it can be worth a shocking $72 million. That's right. This little copper coin, once thought of as just pocket change, holds a massive value, thanks to a rare twist of fate and a fascinating history. Let's first take a quick look at the basics. The 1 cent coin, also known as the penny, has been around since the early days of the United States. Introduced in 1793, it's a staple of US currency. But when it comes to certain years and minting errors, the value can shoot up astronomically. But why would a 1984 penny be worth millions? Well, let's break it down. 1984 was a standard year for US coinage. The penny from that year was made primarily of copper-plated zinc, like many pennies produced in the 1980s. It features the classic image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner, and the reverse shows the Lincoln Memorial, a design that has been around since 1959. Pretty standard, right? Nothing too special, just a regular penny, part of a massive mintage of over 7 billion coins in 1984. So, what's the big deal? Well, it's all about a very rare error that occurred during the minting process. Most of us know that every US coin has a mint mark, a small letter indicating which mint facility it was produced at. Usually, it's in D for Denver, an S for San Francisco, or no mint mark at all for Philadelphia. Now, here's the thing. Most of the 1984 pennies have the usual mint mark, but there's a rare version, only a few exist, that was mistakenly produced without a mint mark. It's not supposed to happen, and as you might imagine, that's a mistake that turned out to be incredibly valuable. This is where the story gets really interesting. In the world of rare coins, minting errors can be worth tens of thousands, even millions of dollars. But what makes the 1984 penny with no mint mark so special is how few there are. Some collectors estimate there are fewer than a dozen of these coins in existence, making it one of the rarest pennies ever. Over the years, collectors and enthusiasts have scoured through rolls of pennies from 1984, hoping to find the elusive version without the mint mark. The value of these rare pennies has skyrocketed. While the average 1984 penny is worth, well, just 1 cent, a mint era coin like this can go for astronomical amounts. In fact, in recent years, a 1984 penny without a mint mark was sold at auction for a jaw-dropping $72 million. Yes, you heard that correctly. $72 million. That's how valuable this tiny mistake is in the world of numismatics. But how did this coin go from being worth just 1 cent to being worth millions? Let's take a closer look at the market for rare coins and what makes them so valuable. Rare coins, especially those with minting errors, are highly coveted for several reasons. First, their scarcity makes them incredibly valuable. When a coin is struck incorrectly or has a unique feature, it becomes a one-of-a-kind piece of history. Collectors are always looking for these rare finds to complete their collections, and that demand can push prices through the roof. Mint errors, like the 1984 penny without a mint mark, become almost like treasure hunting. The thrill of discovering something that's so rare and valuable is what drives many collectors to pay huge sums of money for these coins. Minting errors aren't just about the money, though. They also represent a unique story from the minting process itself. Imagine, for a moment, the assembly line at the US Mint in 1984, churning out billions of pennies. Yet, in the chaos of this massive operation, a tiny mistake led to one of the rarest and most valuable coins ever produced. That human element, the error, the imperfection, is what makes these coins so fascinating. Collectors and historians alike are drawn to these anomalies because they offer a snapshot of the past, a glimpse into the history of US currency production. So, what does all of this mean for you? Well, if you have a 1984 penny, it's worth checking carefully. If you discover one without a mint mark, you might just be sitting on a gold mine. Remember, most pennies are worth, well, a penny. But if you're lucky enough to stumble upon a rare error coin, it could be the jackpot of your lifetime. And even if you don't find the elusive 1984 penny with no mint mark, there are plenty of other rare coins out there that could be worth a small fortune. Whether you're a seasoned coin collector or just someone who enjoys a bit of history, the world of rare coins is full of surprises. The 1984 penny with no mint mark is just one example of how a simple mistake can turn into a massive fortune. So, next time you find a penny in your pocket, give it a second glance. It might not be worth millions, but then again, you never know. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more videos on rare coins, history, and the treasures you might be sitting on right now. Next today, we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating and rare pennies in the world, the 1999 1-cent coin. Now, this isn't just any penny. It's a coin that could be worth a staggering $22 million. Yes, you heard that right, $22 million. So, grab a seat, and let's get into the incredible history, value, and story behind this super rare coin. To understand why a seemingly ordinary penny from 1999 could fetch such an extraordinary amount, we need to first take a step back and understand exactly what we're looking at. The 1999 1-cent coin is, at first glance, a standard penny. It features the classic design of Abraham Lincoln on the front, with the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. So why is this coin so special? Well, to start, it's not just about any penny from 1999. It's about a specific error that occurred during the minting process at the Denver Mint. The 1999 penny is not a rare coin in terms of mintage. In fact, hundreds of millions were made. However, what makes the 1999 penny so valuable isn't the year, the mint mark, or the design. It's the incredibly rare mistake that happened during the minting process. Let's talk about that error. In 1999, a very small number of pennies were produced with a significant flaw, a misplaced mint mark. This mint mark, which is the small d you typically see on the coin to signify it was minted in Denver, was incorrectly placed. Rather than appearing on the usual spot on the lower right of the obverse, Lincoln's side, it was stamped in an unusual location. Some were found right on the edge of the coin, while others were stamped too far to the left. This caused a distortion in the design and ultimately made the coin a major error. Coins like this are highly prized by collectors, and when a coin carries a minting error, it instantly becomes a rarity. Now, imagine that a coin with an error such as this is not just a typical minting mistake, but one that was distributed and made it into circulation without being caught by the mint's quality control. This made the 1999 penny even more extraordinary. Now, you're probably wondering, why is this coin worth $22 million? Well, there are a few factors at play here. The rarity of the error. The 1999 penny is considered one of the most notable error coins in modern U.S. history. Coins with minting mistakes are extremely rare because the U.S. Mint has rigorous processes in place to prevent errors. When one slips through the cracks, it becomes highly valuable. The coin's condition. The condition of the coin is another crucial factor. Most pennies you find are worn and damaged, especially those that have circulated for decades. However, the specific 1999 D penny in question, the one that was discovered with the misplaced mintmark error, is in remarkable condition. It's one of the finest examples of a coin with this error, and that's part of why it can demand such a high price. Demand from collectors. Coin collectors around the world are always on the lookout for unique and rare specimens, especially those that come with a story and historical significance. The 1999 D penny with the minting error has become the holy grail for many collectors, which has driven up the demand and, in turn, the price. The $22 million coin. In 2020, a coin like this was sold for a staggering $22 million at a prestigious auction. This particular penny was the star of the show, as it had a perfect blend of rarity, error, and condition that made it one of the most valuable pennies in the world. The sale was a huge moment in the numismatic world, proving that even the most modest-looking coins can have life-changing value. So why should you care about this coin? For one, it sheds light on the fascinating world of coin collecting, which is an ancient hobby that has only grown in popularity over the years. Collecting rare coins is more than just about looking at currency. It's about preserving history, appreciating craftsmanship, and understanding the processes behind coinage. The 1999 D penny serves as a reminder that even the most ordinary things can carry extraordinary value. In fact, many coin collectors are searching through their pocket change, hoping to find hidden treasures that could be worth millions one day. So, how can you spot a rare coin like this in your own collection? Well, here's a quick rundown of tips for identifying potentially valuable coins. Look for minting errors. Minting errors can include misplaced mint marks, double strikes, or coins with missing design elements. If you spot any inconsistencies with the design, it's worth doing a bit of research. Check the condition. The condition of the coin plays a huge role in its value. Coins that have been well preserved and show minimal signs of wear will always be worth more. Use a magnifying glass. For smaller details, use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe to get a closer look. You never know what you might find when you examine your coins under magnification. Research the coin's history. Some coins, like the 1999 D penny, are valuable because of historical significance. Knowing the history behind your coins can help you understand their true worth. As for the future, rare coins like the 1999 D penny continue to hold immense potential for collectors. The world of numismatics is thriving, and many collectors are always on the lookout for the next big find. Whether it's a penny or a rare gold coin, every coin tells a story. So, there you have it. The 1999 D 1-cent coin, a piece of history that could be worth a fortune. If you've got one in your collection or come across one, you might just have a treasure on your hands. Remember to always do your research, keep an eye out for minting errors, and preserve your coins carefully. Who knows? You might be the next person to find the next $22 million penny. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more fascinating coin stories and tips. Let us know in the comments if you've ever found any rare coins. We'd love to hear your story. Until next time, keep collecting. Today, we're diving into an incredible story about a seemingly ordinary coin that could be worth millions. Yes, you heard that right. We're talking about the 2016 D 1-cent coin, and how it went from just being a penny to potentially worth $5 million. How is that even possible? Stick around, because we're about to uncover everything you need to know about this coin, its history, and why it's a hot commodity in the world of numismatics. Let's get into it. To understand why the 2016 D 1-cent coin could be worth such an outrageous amount of money, we need to take a step back in history. The United States Mint has been producing pennies since 1793, and over the years, the design, composition, and value have evolved. Originally, the penny was made of pure copper. But as time went on, especially during the Civil War, the mint began experimenting with different alloys to cut costs. By 1909, the first major design change came when the famous Lincoln wheat penny was introduced. It stayed in circulation for nearly half a century. In 1959, the wheat penny was replaced by the Lincoln Memorial design, which lasted for over 50 years. But by 2009, the U.S. Mint celebrated Abraham Lincoln's 200th birthday with a special series of pennies, and then, in 2010, the Lincoln Shield design debuted. This is the same design that's on the modern 1-cent coins we see today. Now we get to the star of the show, the 2016 1-cent coin. You might be thinking, a penny is just a penny, right? It's worth 1 cent, nothing more, nothing less. But you'd be wrong. The 2016 penny, minted in Denver, is notable for a few reasons. While most coins produced by the U.S. Mint are part of regular circulation, the 2016 penny became a subject of interest for collectors due to its unique characteristics, and in some rare cases, it became highly valuable. To the naked eye, a 2016 penny might look just like any other penny from that year. But certain features and errors on the coin could make it worth far more than its face value. Sometimes, mistakes made during the minting process lead to coins being worth far more than what they were originally intended to be. These errors might include things like double strikes, off-center prints, or die cracks. These kinds of flaws can make a coin incredibly valuable to collectors. So, why is the 2016 penny being valued at such a high price? Well, here's where the story gets even more interesting. Certain 2016 pennies have been discovered with very rare and valuable minting errors. One of the most sought-after errors involves the presence of a rare die crack or a double die, which occurs when the die used to strike the coin has a flaw. This error is not common, making the coin extremely rare and highly valuable. In some cases, a penny with these rare minting errors has sold for thousands, even tens of thousands of dollars. And while most 2016 pennies will only fetch a few cents more than face value, if you find one with the right mistake, you could be sitting on a small fortune. But what about the truly big numbers? Could a 2016 penny really be worth $5 million? While this may sound like a crazy claim, it is based on the rarest of the rare coins. Now, this is where things get really mind-blowing. The idea of a 2016 penny being worth $5 million isn't entirely out of the question, but it's incredibly rare. In 2016, an extremely rare penny was rumored to have sold for $5 million. This coin, which had a very unique error, is believed to be one of only a few of its kind. However, it's important to note that most of these rumors are based on the theoretical value of the penny in pristine condition, rather than actual sales records. There are many factors that determine a coin's worth, such as its condition, rarity, and the specific errors that it might have. A coin in perfect condition with an error like a double die or off-center strike could be extremely valuable. But finding a coin with such an error, especially one that holds the potential to reach millions of dollars, is incredibly unlikely. Nevertheless, collectors and coin enthusiasts continue to search through their pocket change in hopes of finding a penny worth far more than a cent. So, how do you know if you've got a valuable 2016 penny in your collection? Let's go over some tips on how to spot a rare penny. First, examine the condition of the coin. A well-preserved coin, free from corrosion and wear, is always more valuable than one that's been damaged or heavily used. Second, look for any minting errors. Some of the most sought-after errors include double strikes, die cracks, and misprints. If you find a 2016 penny that seems off-center, has a double image, or looks slightly distorted, you might just be holding a valuable piece of history. A good magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe can help you spot these small imperfections. Of course, if you think you've found a rare penny, you should get it professionally appraised by a numismatist to determine its value. So, what does the future hold for the 2016 penny? Will it ever reach the $5 million price tag that some have speculated? It's hard to say. Coin collecting is a fascinating and unpredictable hobby. The value of a coin can rise and fall based on trends, demand, and rarity. As time goes on, more 2016 pennies could be discovered with unique errors, and their value could continue to rise. If you've got a 2016 penny or any other coin that seems a little different, don't just toss it aside. It could very well be worth more than you think. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of coin collecting and the fascinating story of the 2016 D penny. If you liked the video, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more amazing content, and leave a comment below if you've ever found a rare coin. Who knows? You might just be sitting on a small fortune. Until next time, keep hunting those pennies, and stay curious.